Hey guys, welcome back to Pillbox Movies. I'm Hank, and today we're going to be watching the 1956 Argentinian crime flick, The Bitter Stems, or Los Tallos Amargos. Amargos? Amargos? I don't know. This is a film by director Fernando Ayala. It is an Argentinian film noir, which I had no idea that the film noir tradition was even enjoyed in Argentina. I didn't know this, I just read about this, but it was named by American Cinematographer magazine as one of the 50 best photographed films of all time. So that's a glowing endorsement. I'm expecting to see some really inventive camera work, some interesting lighting. That sounds like something that would be in my wheelhouse. So yeah, film noir, great cinematography, black and white. Let's check out Los Tallos Amargos. And before we get started, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more old, obscure, and art house films. I'm excited. We're actually going for old and obscure this time. And if I didn't say before, this is available to purchase via Flickr Alley. I'm hoping to do another movie featured in their collection on this channel, Repeat Performance.
Uno a Ituzaingó primera. Ida solamente.
Era una lucha fuerte. Ahora poder descansar en tu casa. Voy a dormir un rato largo.
Sí, Liudas.
And then I'm gonna kill you.
Un rato
Yeah.
largo. Muy largo. Tener.
Hola, Gasper. ¡Qué sorpresa! ¿Usted por aquí?
¿Qué tal, Chávez?
¿Solo? ¿Espera a alguien?
Por lo preguntón parece de la policía.
I just want to say this is a brief note for the way they choose to frame Gasper. That when he enters the scene, this is pretty normal going from like a wider shot to a closer up shot, but we're kind of when he comes into a scene, rather than following it from his perspective, it's taken from a wider shot and he enters in gradually.
Estabas observando atentamente. No me sacabas de encima tu mirada fija.
It's
Escrutadora.
a really cool shot.
¿Duele la cabeza?
No, estoy muy cansado, Liudas. Y con este calor.
Sí, mucho calor.
But it kind of feels like he's at a distance from us, the audience, and we constantly are creeping closer and closer towards him.
La vuelta no te hubiera servido. Si Chávez no hubiera hablado tanto aquella noche. Si no hubiera dicho que yo era periodista. Pero lo había dicho.
Some beautiful transitions.
Y vos habías escuchado todo.
Yo trabajo periodismo. ¿Usted no cree?
No dije nada.
Redactor en Matutino de Europa.
¿Y qué hace aquí en el Magyar?
Barman.
No progresó mucho.
Such as it is for all
Progreso y me hundo
immigrants.
en un pub. Escapé de policía y perdí documentos. Todo. Por eso, nada. No existo. Pero voy a salir de barman y hacer negocios. Periodismo, gran negocios.
Periodismo.
It's so great about journalism.
Magnífico negocio. Yo hablo de gran negocios.
It's
¿Entiende?
interesting. What is he
¿Por qué
talking
se
about?
trata? ¿Y por qué no lo hace nadie?
Porque nadie sabe negocio grande para hacerse muy rico. Para hacer paz.
Trata de dormirte enseguida. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
They synchronized cutting off the spotlight on her with her turning off the lamp pretty well. These transitions are just pristine. They're so evocative. Now he's imagining Raiza, I forgot her name, but of Baghdad, the sign that he saw outside. Oh, there's the German expressionism. I don't know, it kind of looks like Michael Powell to me. First you get the money, then you get the women, then you get the journalistic integrity. World War One? Okay. So he's also a European expatriate. I love these kind of distorted perspectives. Playing with everything to make them seem larger because they're from his childhood perspective. Oh my god. Excellent, excellent use of a soundstage. Just beautiful ideas on how to transition from thought to thought. So, His father was a commanding officer in the First World War, I guess. And you know what? He might just, have a little bit of a childhood fascination with the Reich. Not sus at all. My cliche brain went automatically to Nazis in South America, but I think they are actually leaning in that direction.
Alfredo, arriba, Alfredo. Ya es hora.
¿Cómo consiguió esto?
Señor Ronaldson, cliente Mayer, ir a Europa un año. Yo alquilo oficina. Yo cuido oficina, poco alquiler.
And I want to pin something, just a note to see if they kind of continue this idea further along, but they tend to key the person that he's speaking with, the person opposite him, higher than they key him. Usually, because of whether in the blocking or the actual lighting, they tend to place his partner towards the window or towards a light source and keep them lit, and they kind of obscure Gasper in shadows or dimness or obstructions.
Sí, creo. Va a ser principio gran negocios. Para hacer ¡paf! Ya está academia a nombre de Alfredo Gasper.
¿Por qué la pusimos a nombre mío solamente?
Okay, you're being scammed. He's putting your names on all the documents. You're being taken. Do not trust Liudas.
Seremos dueños. Dueños de toda una cadena de
You don't even know if he's actually a reporter. He had heard you were a reporter. He only told you that he was a reporter after he had heard that.
No me habías dicho que tenía familia.
Quiero traerlos y dar por venir. Miedo a guerra, tiranía en Europa. Aquí paz. No puedo estar aquí bien y saber que ellos allá sufren.
Okay, so this is taking place during World War II.
Hijo mayor que quiero mucho.
I guess that makes sense. Okay, so he was a child during World War I, and now he's 32 while World War II rages. That makes sense.
Vamos a salvar los viudas.
Gracias, viejo. Gracias. Así voy a poder traerlos antes. A mi mujer. Mis hijos.
I don't like the tenor that this is taking. Oh, wonderful transition again. Just cutting out all the lights. Keeping the one spot on Liudas. Oh my gosh! What a beautiful transition! And then moving from Liudas to Gasper back on the train, because you don't realize it because of Kuleshov effect and stuff. You see him in the reverse shot, and you associate it with Gasper still being there. But of course, that actor doesn't need to be there anymore, so he could transition to this position in the train car. Yeah, Liudas. He suspects Liudas is scamming him. Yeah, really, really brilliant uses of a soundstage and use of cuts to kind of play around with or give us suggestions that these are the same actors or the same characters. I know this isn't really the style of the time, but we're almost never put in Gasper's perspective, or at least with him in the frame. We see his eyeline and stuff, but we never get a shot from behind of him. So it's we're never quite on his shoulder or relating to him or empathizing with him. He's always being framed. We're always kind of seeing his reaction. It's kind of distancing in a way. Perhaps I'm just too used to cameras that are placed behind their subjects' backs, but we're never, never, never following Gasper. Gasper is always approaching us.
Linda casa, eh?
It's funny that they had to build an apartment or a house inside of the soundstage, so that they could have lighting effects simulating lightning happening outside. Moldau. Smetana. The Tree of Life song.
No tengo llamado que hacer y nadie va a llamar a mí.
Not song piece. There we go. Told you. That's awesome. I've never heard this used in another movie. It's gonna shock him to death? Oh, he's killing the lights. Okay.
Un cortocircuito. Voy a buscar tapones nuevos.
¿Quieres ayuda?
No, gracias.
It's a beautiful use of this interior set. Just like these different layers of shadows and light that are happening. Just imagine having to construct that. Construct it in a way where you're building like these interior rooms and then building windows that are still like to the outside of the soundstage, and then producing lighting effects that will have these different lights coursing in. All these different angles, all these different kind of obstructions. All of it planned out. Or at least experimented upon and iterated upon meticulously.
Lástima, Jarvis, no estar aquí para ayudarte. Entiende mucho de esto, Jarvis. Fíjate que un día aquí... ¡Oh!
Ice cold. Ice cold. Uh-oh, you've left behind a clue. That's a cool shot. Oh, that is a cool shot. It's a letter from Harvest, isn't it? Don't let it be a letter from Harvest.
El fuego termina con todo, Liudas. Hago con tu cuerpo y tus ropas lo que hiciste con mi ideal heroico. Polvo y ceniza. Lo tuyo ahora es mío.
Puff. Whoops, the daisies. I don't like the little iron cross that's next to Harvest's name.
El señor Gasper.
Sí. Soy Jarvis.
Soy Jarvis Liuda, señor.
Oops, a daisy!
No sé cómo agradecérselo,
Yo no puedo recibir su agradecimiento, Jarvis.
pero puede recibir
Jesus
nuestro
Christ.
cariño. Mi papá lo quiere mucho.
Oh,
Y nos
Jesus.
enseñó a quererlo.
This is no good at all. Can't believe he killed a man over
La ropa es demasiado
suspicion.
gruesa para esta época. ¿No tiene más liviana?
No, la mandé por barco.
Vamos a comprarle algo. ¿Qué le parece?
Just like the slightest bit of hesitation for Gasper. Just the slightest bit. If he could exercise caution and just like, for like 1 minute.
¿Contento?
¿Me da fuego? ¿Fuego?
Oh, she's giving him the eyes.
Me parece que conozco al joven.
The you killed my man eyes.
No puede ser. Hace poco que llegué de Europa.
¿De Europa? Entonces hay que iniciarlo en el tango. ¿Qué mirón? ¿Le encargaron el cuidado del nene? Está en buenas manos. A Elena le encantan los extranjeros.
Déjame en
Elena.
paz.
There's an interesting kind of I want to I don't know if it's real or not, but there's a little bit of like a homoerotic subtext I'm kind of feeling running under in the undercurrent of this.
¿Qué te pasa, Alfredo?
Nada, me duele la cabeza. Me voy. Si querés quedarte...
No, te acompaño. Buenas noches.
Adiós.
I don't want to speculate too much on it, but like Leotis and Harvis are like they're cast to look European as opposed to the other characters, but they're like clearly beautiful,
Te dejo la pensión y voy a
and
casa.
like striking in a way that the other
Simpática mujer,
casting
Elena,
has
¿no?
not like really
Me dijo que le
suggested.
recordaba a alguien.
Hay que tener cuidado con esa clase de mujeres. Mienten siempre. Sobre todo a muchachos jóvenes como vos.
I mean, there's like all these sweaty, intimate scenes between two men in this movie. The female characters seem to be in the
¿Qué
periphery.
tal, Jarvis?
I understand that's could also be a constraint of just like specific the modes or the normalcies of the time. But he takes him out to all these sporting events. He tells him that he has to change clothes, undress because it's too hot.
¿Qué querés hacer más tarde?
No sé.
¿Querés que salgamos esta noche?
Bueno,
¿A dónde te gustaría ir?
There's just a degree of male intimacy to this movie that I wasn't really expecting.
La mujer de anoche, ¿eh? Ya te dije qué clase
And
de
his
mujer es.
suspicion cast
Será
against
alguna vez con ella si se
the
te-
women that might enter into Harvest's life.
¿Por qué haces eso?
papá siempre lo hace y me acostumbré cuando vivía con nosotros.
¿Por qué no viene a tomar el té a casa en cualquier momento?
Encantado. ¿Cuándo?
Esta misma tarde, si
I
puede.
mean, see, the way that Esther treats Harvest, it's clear that he has, like, sexual desirability. And Gaspar's cast is, like, this suspicious, paranoid older man who lives with his mother and sister. He's constantly suspicious of his young friend discovering his
Esos
secret.
bizcochos los hice yo.
Tened cuidado, Jarvis. Empiezan por los bizcochos y terminan en la torta matrimonial.
A mí me gustaría tener una novia como Esther.
Back in the day, it was that easy. You're a young German expat leaving Germany in the 1940s. You meet up with your father's murderer's younger sister, and you hit it off. Simpler times.
Una mujer, Elena, es la única que puede nombrarte. Hablar. También arreglaremos eso, Liudak. Arreglaremos.
He turned into a murderer fast. That switch just got turned on, and he hasn't been able to sate the need ever since. It's like the closet Nazi in him. I guess that is kind of suggested by his like childhood trauma or his childhood fascination with his father.
No podés ver más a ese muchacho. ¿De qué te reís?
And another scene of framing Gaspar in the darkness.
Pero verlo hacer el santo guardián.
Ese muchacho es Jarvis Liudas. Jarvis Liudas. ¿Entendés? Jarvis Liudas.
Váyase.
Tenés que prometer.
Váyase.
No me voy hasta que me prometas.
Váyase. Váyase. Váyase.
Not allowed to touch in the private room. Really hope she didn't kill herself.
¡Abra! ¡Abra de una vez!
You can actually see the spotlight warm on her as he opened the door.
¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está Jarvis?
No sé, no lo vi más.
¿Mentís?
No. Jarvis existía. Yo había bailado con Jarvis. Tenía que aceptar la verdad. Judas no vendría a buscarme nunca más.
That makes sense. That makes sense. He would have told her that Harvest didn't exist because he was, you know, in a relationship with her. And so he lied about Harvest's existence so that he could become more intimate with her.
De no sé qué punto de Europa. Hacía ya tiempo que trabajaban. Una noche cualquiera me llamó la atención un cliente nuevo. Miraba a las bailarinas de un modo extraño. Le brillaban los ojos. Sonreía.
I would have never thought, but she's like actually a sex worker. I didn't realize that that was what was being insinuated for the rest of this movie. Or like, you know, the equivalent that they put in clubs and whatever to, you know, talk up and
Supe que era
juice up
extranjero
the
y había
men
venido a ver a
there.
esas bailarinas porque le traían recuerdos de su tierra.
Estuve estafando buena fe de gente. Metí en negocio sucio un buen
It's
periodista.
an interesting kind of
Necesitaba el
space
dinero, Elena.
they've
Lo conseguí.
defined for Liudas in terms of the like his moral character.
Entonces hice dinero como pude. Por ellos, Elena.
He's in a very, very gray zone where he has such a good nature, a good character to him. He does do like the morally most suspect thing in this movie up until the point of his murder by suggesting this confidence scheme, but it's like very much in conflict with his characterization. There's this kind of disconnect in this movie. I think it's like beautifully constructed, but in terms of its writing, it feels like there are disconnects between characters' actions and their kind of internal dialogue or their character. It's kind of hard for me to reconcile. Like I can see a version of Liudas who is a good-natured and helpful man who also wants to swindle people so that he can accrue enough money to bring his family over from Europe. And there's a version of Gasper that I can imagine that is so like traumatized or fixated by his childhood experiences of World War I that he has and the kind of debts and pressures that his family felt that he would be reactionary enough to murder Liudas out of his suspicion.
¿No te estará jugando sucio? ¿No te huele mal
But I
tanta
think
bondad?
No.
those
Gasper
aspects
socio, casi hermano.
aren't
Dejar mayor ganancia para mí, para atraer gente mía. ¿Cómo no va a creer lo de Jarvis? Jarvis, el hijo que tiene que venir de Europa.
aren't illustrated as well in this adaptation, and I wonder if it would be conveyed better in the novel.
Gasper socio, casi hermano. Dejar mayor ganancia para mí, para atraer gente mía. ¿Cómo no va a creer lo de Jarvis?
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have killed
No
him.
va a creer en él.
No puedo más. No puedo ocultarlo más. Yo lo maté. Yo lo maté.
And they
No sabía.
using the
No sabía, se lo
neon
juro.
lights cast against him is also a kind of good idea that is utilized later in Vertigo, but I think was also earlier in Rogue. Oh, come on, man. Hopefully she committed suicide and you didn't kill her, right? You wouldn't have killed her after she made that admission, right? She was taking pills, right? She killed herself. And so you'll be implicated in her death. And that's how they'll also pin Liudas on you. Maybe she wasn't trying to kill herself. Maybe she's just calming her nerves by taking these pills. And he is concocting a plan to actually murder her using them.
Preparo coartadas perfectas. Todo se arregla en un paz.
He's going to use
Y quiero salvar
Elena as the alibi for Liudas.
en mi lugar. ¿Qué hubieras hecho, Liudas?
¡Alfredo! ¿Mi papá estuvo aquí?
I found some pumpkin seeds.
¡Vení! ¡Vení a ver! ¡Qué extraordinario!
Ah, the pumpkin seeds grew.
Amargo, muy amargo.
Or the sage seeds, I don't know what they are.
Eso. Se ha dado bien. Mira, Alfredo, acá se apignanta. De su corteza se saca mucho tanino. Le mandé unas semillas a papá para ver si se daban aquí y se dio. Pero, qué extraño.
¿Qué es extraño?
Ah, you can actually see the clouds.
Papá no
That it's a
siguió bien
sound
las
sage.
instrucciones
That
de mi
it's
carta. Las plantó todas juntas y debajo del árbol.
It's a,
¿Tienes una pala, Esther?
Enseguida la traigo.
Voy a desenterrarlas ahora mismo y plantarlas
It's
bien en otro
wallpapered up.
sitio.
He doesn't have to dig that deep. You dug a deep hole for Leonis. They're never gonna find him. He has to pretend to dig because it's not actually it's not actually ground. That's hilarious. Run away and never return. Bitter Stems. I get the title now. LOL. Oh man, do not step in front of that train, man. The train that carried him and Leotis here. I don't know if it's really that thematically connected. Was there a train in his past? I just need it reinforced a little bit more. Have it cut off your arm like your dad. It's so dangerous. I mean, obviously it's dangerous. He's gonna kill himself, but it's so dangerous. Oh my gosh! That was a brilliant use of like a split screen. Not a split screen, but a rear projection.
Alfredo no entendió bien lo que le explicaste. ¿Anda preocupado siempre por tantas cosas?
Ya le explicaremos. Y a papá también. Papá, en una cosa estuvo bien. Plantó las semillas a 30 centímetros. Un poquito más hondo y...
¿Tiene importancia eso?
Qué poco sabes de botánica. A más de 1 metro de profundidad, cualquier semilla muere.
Dig any deeper and everything is uprooted. That was fun. That was fun. Not the most complicated or like intriguing plot ever, but yeah. The screenplay I'd say is a little bit rough around the edges, but perfectly serviceable for like a pulp noir film. I think like the film is beautifully shot for the sections that they really wanted to like concentrate on. The dark aspects were really dark. Just like beautiful use of transitions. Makes me think of some of the stuff that Vittorio Storaro would be using a couple years down the line, and possibly like taking inspiration from the theater. Like it reminds me a little bit of the stage techniques used for when was Death of a Salesman? But those kind of transitions were also used in the stage adaptation of Death of a Salesman in the 80s, the one with Dustin Hoffman. So like 55? Oh, it's 49. Yeah, so a lot earlier than this. And like the use of like of doubles and of cuts to kind of suggest that people were in the same space. Like you'll cut from one shot to its reverse, and in the reverse shot your mind kind of assumes that that person is still there, that Carlos Corres is still in the space, but in the reverse shot then you can like transition out, and then it's like in his mental headspace and he's back on the train, and Corres is there, is in a different spot than he would have been in your brain. And it's a good use of doubles in that respect. It didn't turn out to be Nazi stuff like I was afraid it was going to be, but yeah, just like whatever, just like hints of European influence. Hey there, I just wanted to pop in to add some additional context. I thought I had recorded this section previously, but the footage has apparently been lost. Just to add further context to the comments made about the homosexual undertones that I kind of gleaned from this film, it actually turns out the director, Fernando Ayala, was actually a prominent LGBTQ figurehead in Argentinian cinema. Apparently he made a few films that reflected LGBTQ themes and characters, some of which were more closeted back in the 50s and became more prominently, explicitly out in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Additionally, Ayala formed a production company with producer Hector Oliveira, and the two actually conducted a secret love affair in the 50s, so that's cool. That was documented by Oliveira in his 2021 memoirs. And yeah, it's an interesting lens in which to view the film about male partnerships, suspicion, secrets, deception, the kind of exchange of roles between male and female relationships, and just a couple of sweaty boys gassing it up in the Argentinian summer. More LGBTQ films from the first half of the 20th century. Hooray. But yeah, cool little film. I'm interested to read up further on it. And yeah, if you're interested in watching this, you can check it out via Flickr Alley. It's available on Blu-ray now. And let me know if you have any other suggestions for South American movies, especially pre-modern era, pre-contemporary South American movies. I'd love to check them out. And in the meanwhile, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more old, obscure, and art house films. And until next time, keep watching good movies.